Long ago, before the world had names, when the great red canyons glowed beneath a sky woven from silver threads. The stars were alive, and every one of them sang. They hummed a tune that only the quietest hearts could hear, a song of eternity and light. On the earth below, where shadows danced with the wind, lived many creatures. But among them all, Coyote was the most curious and perhaps the most foolish. His fur was the color of moonbeams on silver grass, and his eyes held the reflection of the entire night sky. He spent his nights wandering, not in search of food, but in search of answers to questions no one else thought to ask. He would listen to the whispers of the sand and watch the silent march of the stars, always wondering, always wanting to know more. One night, as Coyote sat upon a high mesa, he saw something impossible. A flicker, a flash, a single bright star seemed to lose its footing in the heavens. It stumbled, trailing fire like a golden tear, and tumbled from its celestial home, falling, until it disappeared behind the distant hills. A hush fell over the desert. The song of the other stars faltered, turning into a low, mournful hum. Driven by a curiosity that burned brighter than the falling star itself, Coyote raced across the dunes, his paws barely touching the cool sand. He had to find it. He had to understand what it meant for a piece of the sky to touch the earth. He followed the fading trail of light to a small, new crater, still warm from its journey. There, nestled in the dark earth, was not a rock, but a living fragment of light. It pulsed with a soft, steady rhythm, like a heart beating in the darkness. It was trembling, scared, and broken. As Coyote leaned closer, a voice, no louder than a rustling leaf, whispered into his mind. "I am lost," it seemed to say. "I have fallen, and I cannot shine alone." Coyote looked at the small, wounded light, and for the first time, his restless heart felt a pang of something other than curiosity. It was a feeling of deep empathy, a desire to protect this fragile piece of heaven. He gently took the star fragment between his teeth. Its light was warm, and it tasted of honey and distant suns. As its glow seeped into him, lighting his silver fur with strokes of brilliant gold, a new thought sparked in his mind, a foolish, proud thought. "If I carry this light," he mused, "if I keep it for myself, then I too will be a star. I will shine brighter than any creature on earth." With this new ambition fueling him, he began to run. He ran faster than ever before, a comet of gold and silver streaking across the dark desert. The light flared with every bound he took, leaving shimmering trails on the wind, a testament to his newfound, stolen glory. But the heavens watched, and the heavens did not approve. The sky, which had been so calm and vast, began to boil with a righteous anger. The other stars swirled in a furious vortex of light, and the moon hid its face. A great roar, like the cracking of stone mountains, echoed across the land. No creature can steal the light that is meant for all. The voice of the sky was not made of words, but of thunder and wind. A colossal storm of glowing sand rose from the desert floor, surrounding the foolish Coyote. The world became a whirlwind of chaos and power, a maelstrom of divine fury. The light in his mouth grew too hot, too bright, too immense for one small mortal heart to contain. Overwhelmed and terrified, Coyote opened his mouth with a cry. The star fragment didn't just fall, it burst. It exploded from him in a shower of 1,000, 1,000,000 tiny pieces. They flew upward, not back to one single point, but scattering like luminous dust thrown by a giant's hand. The pieces of the broken star flew from his heart and painted a brilliant, milky river of light across the entire length of the night sky. And so the Milky Way was born. The sky fell silent once more, but it was forever changed, scarred with a beautiful, glittering wound. And that is why, when you look up at the night sky, the stars seem to dance and twinkle. They are the scattered pieces of that one broken star, and they remember the foolish, loving heart that tried and failed to hold all their glow for itself. Coyote, no longer golden, sat on a high ridge, his simple silver fur returned. He watched the river of light he had created, no longer with pride, but with a quiet, humble awe. He learned that some things are not meant to be possessed, only to be shared. Their beauty is not in being held, but in being let go. Thank you for joining us for this story. If you love tales born from starlight and spirit, please consider subscribing FantasyGleam for more journeys into the fantastic. Until next time, keep looking up.